like all of us. I think back to my rookie year 34 years ago, came out of a system at Oregon where we never even called the pass protection. He ran in Colorado, plus the offense at Jackson State, plus the offense at high school at Trinity. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to get faced with. My rookie coach was Norval Turner there in Dallas, and he used to get after me because I would call the play correctly in the huddle. So all of us rookies have mountains to climb in terms of how we prepared for this level. Whether we're in the huddle, we're in the shotgun, we're under center, we're no huddling, we're sending motions. Every language is different. So he's had a lot to adapt to, like Dylan has also, like Bill Musgrave did 34 years ago.
Browns quarterback coach Bill Musgrave just shocked the entire NFL by accidentally exposing the truth about how the organization has been handling Shedeur Sanders, and what he revealed in this press conference proves everything we've been saying about the Browns' agenda all along. When asked about Shedeur's development, Musgrave compared his rookie adjustment to JOHN ELWAY and said most quarterbacks, if not all quarterbacks, go through that when talking about pocket presence issues, essentially defending Shedeur's early struggles while subtly calling out the coaching staff for expecting perfection from day one instead of giving him the reps he desperately needed. But here's where this gets absolutely explosive. Musgrave revealed that Shedeur came from 4 different offensive systems, Jackson State, 2 different offenses at Colorado, and Trinity High School, meaning all of us rookies have mountains to climb when adapting to the NFL, yet Kevin Stefanski buried Shedeur at 4th string anyway. And the most damning part, when asked what they can learn about Shedeur in a 7-game sample size, Musgrave said there'll be time in the offseason to reflect and really break it down and get to the crux of the matters, which sounds like a quarterback coach who knows there's going to be serious conversations about how this entire situation was mishandled from the very beginning. Look, y'all need to sit down for this one, because what Bill Musgrave just did in this press conference is absolutely wild. On the surface, it looks like a standard QB coach talking about his rookie quarterback's development, but when you actually listen to what he's saying, and more importantly, what he's not saying, this is Bill Musgrave systematically dismantling the narrative that Kevin Stefanski and the Browns organization have been pushing about Shedeur Sanders for months. Let me paint the picture for you. Bill Musgrave has been coaching quarterbacks in the NFL for over 3 decades. This man has seen everything. He's worked with elite QBs, struggling QBs, rookie QBs, veteran QBs. He knows what development looks like. He knows what's normal and what's not. He knows when a coaching staff is setting a player up for success versus setting them up to fail. And in this press conference, Musgrave is carefully, methodically, strategically defending Shedeur Sanders while exposing how ridiculous it was for the Browns to treat him the way they did. A reporter asks about Shedeur's pocket presence and how he had a habit of drifting back during the Rams' preseason game. This was one of the main criticisms people used to justify burying Shedeur on the depth chart. Oh, he drifts in the pocket, he's not ready, he needs to learn how to play the position. And Musgrave's response destroys that entire narrative. He says, I think it's definitely with the experience and the reps and finding out how fast these guys are at this level. JOHN ELWAY used to say the same thing when he came out of college. He felt like he could run away from people, because he did in high school and college. But these defenders at this level, they hawk you down or they trap you. They're smart. They don't let you out like you used to be able to get out of the pocket at different levels of football. JOHN ELWAY. Bill Musgrave just compared Shedeur Sanders' rookie adjustment process to one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, and he's explaining that what Shedeur was doing, the drifting, the trying to escape, is something that every mobile quarterback goes through when they get to the NFL. But here's the key part. I think it's a trial and error thing. I think most quarterbacks, if not all quarterbacks, go through that. Most quarterbacks, if not all quarterbacks? Musgrave is saying this is normal. This is what rookie quarterbacks do. This is part of the learning process. And the only way to fix it? Experience, reps, game action. You know who didn't give Shedeur experience, reps, and game action? Kevin Stefanski. Musgrave continues, that's probably common for each and every fellow who's played this position at this level since day one. Since day one, meaning from the moment you step into the NFL, this is something you have to figure out, and you can't figure it out sitting on the bench. You can't figure it out running scout team. You figure it out by playing. But the Browns buried Shedeur at fourth string and acted like his pocket presence issues were some fatal flaw that disqualified him from playing, when in reality it was a completely normal rookie adjustment that required game reps to fix. Bill Musgrave just exposed that entire justification as nonsense.
And the reps and find out how fast these guys are at this level. John Elway used to say the same thing when he came out of college. He felt like he could run away from people because he did in high school and college. But these defenders at this level, they hawk you down or they trap you. They're smart. They don't let you out like you used to be able to get out of the pocket at different levels of football. So I think it's a trial and error thing. I think most quarterbacks, if not all quarterbacks, go through that, finding out how quickly these suckers break on the ball, how strong they are.
But then, a reporter asks Musgrave to quantify Shedeur's development from when he first arrived to now. And this is where Musgrave goes deep into defending Shedeur by explaining just how massive the learning curve is for any rookie quarterback, especially one who came from multiple offensive systems like Shedeur did. Musgrave says, well, like all of us, I think back to my rookie year 34 years ago, came out of a system at Oregon where we never even called the pass protection. The offense that Shedeur ran, the two offenses he ran in Colorado, plus the offense at Jackson State, plus the offense in high school at Trinity. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to get faced with. Y'all, let that sink in for a second. Bill Musgrave is laying out that Shedeur Sanders came from 4 different offensive systems: Trinity High School, Jackson State, first offense at Colorado, second offense at Colorado, they changed systems during his time there, 4 completely different playbooks, 4 different terminologies, 4 different philosophies, 4 different ways of calling plays, reading defenses, and operating an offense. And then Shedeur gets to Cleveland and has to learn a 5th completely new system under Kevin Stefanski, a system that's known for being complex, a system that requires quarterbacks to make pre-snap adjustments and protection calls. Musgrave continues, my rookie coach was Norv Turner there in Dallas, and he used to get after me because I wouldn't call the play correctly in the huddle. So all of us rookies have mountains to climb in terms of how well were we prepared for this level. All of us rookies have mountains to climb. Bill Musgrave is explaining that every rookie quarterback struggles with this transition. It's not unique to Shedeur, it's just the reality of going from college to the pros. And then Musgrave drops this. Whether we're in the huddle, we're in the shotgun, we're under center, we're no huddling, we're sending motions, every language is different. So he's had a lot to adapt to, like Dylan has also, like little Bobby Musgrave did 34 years ago. Notice he threw in, like Dylan has also. That's Musgrave pointing out that Dylan Gabriel went through the same learning curve. Dylan had to adapt to a new system. Dylan had to learn new terminology. Dylan came from a different offensive background at Oklahoma. But somehow, Dylan was given every opportunity, every first-team rep, every chance to work through his mistakes and develop, while Shedeur was buried at 4th string. Bill Musgrave just exposed that double standard without directly saying it. Then a reporter asks about Shedeur's footwork, another thing critics use to justify keeping him on the bench, and Musgrave's answer is absolutely perfect. He says, well, he works hard at it. I mean, any gains, of course, that these guys are making, it's because they are determined to get it right. They're determined to figure this whole pro game out. Talking about the rookie quarterbacks, Shedeur has worked really hard on his footwork and his rhythm, and his feet really telling him how to get through progressions. Any gains these guys are making, it's because they are determined to get it right. They, not we, not our coaching staff has developed them, not our system has helped them improve. They, the players, are determined. The players are working hard. The players are figuring it out. That's Bill Musgrave telling you that Shedeur's improvements are happening because of Shedeur's work ethic and determination, not because of some brilliant coaching strategy from Kevin Stefanski. And then Musgrave gives a perfect example of Shedeur's development. You know, the first route might be thrown on the plant before we even take a hitch step or a gather step in the pocket, and then moving to number 2 to number 3, a little bit like the 60-yard touchdown to Jerry the other day. His feet told him that initially the front side of the pattern wasn't working. It wasn't looking very appetizing. Sure enough, when he got to his second or third hitch step or gather step, he inherently got back to that backside in cut, and that was outstanding. That 60-yard touchdown to Jerry wasn't some scripted play where everything went according to plan. That was Shedeur reading the defense, trusting his footwork, going through his progressions in rhythm, and making an elite throw to the backside of the formation. That's franchise quarterback stuff, and Musgrave is highlighting it because he wants everyone to understand this is what Shedeur is capable of when you actually give him the opportunity to play. A reporter asks about Shedeur's elusiveness and ability to extend plays is about what Musgrave expected or if it's exceeding expectations, and Musgrave's answer is absolutely perfect. He says, well, he works hard at it. I mean, any gains, of course, that these guys are making, it's because they are determined to get it right. They're determined to figure this whole pro game out. Talking about the rookie quarterbacks, Shedeur has worked really hard on his footwork and his rhythm, and his feet really telling him how to get through progressions. Any gains these guys are making, it's because they are determined to get it right. They, not we. Not our coaching staff has developed them, not our system has helped them improve. They, the players, are determined. The players are working hard. The players are figuring it out. That's Bill Musgrave telling you that Shedeur's improvements are happening because of Shedeur's work ethic and determination, not because of some brilliant coaching strategy from Kevin Stefanski. And then Musgrave gives a perfect example of Shedeur's development.
I'm in a good spot to answer that today. That's probably going to be for the off season where we can take a deep breath and reflect a little bit. Right now, we're pretty much in our, as you can imagine, our weekly battle mode of getting ready for a Friday practice in red area and making sure we're sharp on the goal line and 2-point plays and all that, so we can go put our best foot forward versus Chicago. Then after that 7-game stretch, as you described, there'll be time in the off season to reflect and really break it down and get to the crux of the matters.
Football and cares about their profession. That's Bill Musgrave telling you that Tommy Rees is the one designing plays that put Shedeur in position to succeed. Tommy Rees is the one scheming guys open. Tommy Rees is the one who actually cares about developing the quarterbacks. Notice what's conspicuously absent from that answer? Any mention of Kevin Stefanski. Zero praise for the head coach. Zero credit given to Stefanski's offensive philosophy. Zero acknowledgement of Stefanski's role in Shedeur's development. That's not an accident. Bill Musgrave has been in the NFL for 30-plus years. He knows how to politic. He knows how to give credit where credit is due, and he's choosing to heap praise on Tommy Rees while saying nothing about Kevin Stefanski. That tells you everything you need to know about who's actually helping Shedeur succeed and who was trying to hold him back. Finally, a reporter asks about Shedeur's ability to pick things up quickly and correct his mistakes, and Musgrave says, well, it's a difficult task. He's really working hard at it with his study habits and making sure that you can visualize where all the players are in the various patterns. So he's working really hard at it. Again, notice the emphasis. He's working really hard at it. Not we've done a great job developing him. Not our system makes it easy for him to learn. He is doing the work. He is putting in the study time. He is making it happen. Musgrave talks about different study aids, flashcards, laptops, film study, active meetings, walkthrough meetings. He talks about how when he coached at Cal, Oakland, and Denver, they did a lot of active meetings where we're out on the turf and it's a meeting, but we're moving and we're walking through it. That's Musgrave explaining how he coaches quarterbacks, how he develops them, how he helps them learn through active, engaged methods that suit different learning styles. Not how Kevin Stefanski does it, how Bill Musgrave does it. So let's put this all together, because this press conference is absolutely loaded with Bill Musgrave defending Shedeur Sanders while subtly exposing the organizational dysfunction in how the Browns handled this situation. Musgrave compared Shedeur's adjustment to JOHN ELWAY and said most quarterbacks, if not all quarterbacks, go through pocket presence issues. Translation: stop acting like Shedeur's preseason habits were disqualifying. Musgrave emphasized that Shedeur came from 4 different offensive systems, and all of us rookies have mountains to climb. Translation: his learning curve was normal and expected. Musgrave said any gains these guys are making, it's because they are determined to get it right. Translation: Shedeur's development is happening because of his work, not coaching brilliance. Musgrave praised Tommy Rees extensively while saying nothing about Kevin Stefanski. Translation: Rees is helping Shedeur succeed, not Stefanski. Musgrave said there will be time in the offseason to get to the crux of the matters. Translation: we're going to have serious conversations about how this was mishandled. This wasn't Bill Musgrave going on some explosive rant. This was a 30-year NFL coaching veteran carefully, methodically, strategically defending his player while exposing the organizational failures that almost derailed a franchise quarterback's career before it even started. So here's my question for you. Does Bill Musgrave's careful defense of Shedeur while saying nothing about Kevin Stefanski prove there's dysfunction between the QB coach and head coach about how this was handled? Is Musgrave's comment about getting to the crux of the matters in the offseason code for we're going to have it out about burying this kid? And does comparing Shedeur to JOHN ELWAY prove that his early struggles were completely normal rookie adjustments that required game reps, not fourth-string burial? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because Bill Musgrave just exposed way more than people realize. If you believe this QB coach is protecting Shedeur while subtly calling out organizational failures, smash that subscribe button. We're going to keep breaking down every angle of this story, and Bill Musgrave just gave us a masterclass in how to defend a player without directly criticizing your superiors.